I myself would say that I am a creative individual. And with that, that means that there's lots of things that are always good to have at your side that help you to be a little more creative. Inspiration is always going to come in different forms, whether that's references, whether that's movies, music, whatever it is. There's lots of things that can help you to benefit, to become more creative and really think about what you want to create. But we've also started entering an age of the decline of creativity through the use of artificial intelligence. And I'm here to talk about the differences of artificial intelligence, because when I say artificial intelligence, I don't mean every single one. Some artificial intelligence is good, like the ones that are being used within medical settings, that is scanning for cancers and helping to detect different things like that. That's amazing. Even with these great advantages, there's still AI out there that is used to steal people's content and to ultimately kill creativity from theft. I don't believe that we should be celebrating anything that does ultimately steal from others in order to recreate something that will never look nearly as good as something made by an actual person. When I talk about this, I am mostly talking about AI art and how it is a very unethical practice of stealing other people's art in order to splice everything together to make images that are almost always going to look very much the same. But I'm going to save that full discussion for a little bit later. We're going to go over a few different types of AI, and we're going to talk about the differences between different AI. We're going to talk about art, we're going to talk about chatbots, and we're also going to talk about how businesses have been using AI and how AI itself is a business that claims to make everything open for everyone and allows people of any skill to now create art. But really, what it is it's putting a paywall on art, quote unquote, because it's not really art. So let's jump into the differences. There is differences between regular AI and generative AI. AI, or artificial intelligence, is used for different things, such as a lot of medical research and advances have been made, such as stated earlier, the discovering of early onset cancers and things like that. So that kind of AI is a very good thing. But we're going to be talking about generative AI, which is an AI that creates something from nothing, and I'm putting that in heavy quotation marks because that's a lie. It can only create something from something. AI cannot create something from nothing. It has to create something from something, which is why I'm going to be talking about specifically like text generating chats and art AI and what they do in order to steal from others to create something that is quote unquote their own, when in reality they're just Frankensteining hundreds of different things all together into one to claim it as, look, I made what you wanted, but in reality they just stole from everything else. And with this theft that's caused from generative AI, it also leads to the abuse of AI, which is where a lot of people have a lot of concerns, especially within art communities and different things, about AI stealing jobs. And most people say, well, just be better than the AI. And being better than an AI won't help you in this scenario, because already artists are better than AI, like significantly better. But businesses don't care about better. They want cheap, they want easy, they want free, or they want the lowest possible costs. After all, why pay a lot of money for a really good artist when you can just have AI make 10 different pieces of art that don't look nearly as good, but boom, you're done. You're 10 pieces in, and you don't even have to now pay for anyone else to make it. That's the problem with AI. And I don't think anyone should benefit from the stealing of other people while using generative AI. You should not make money from different AI and scams like that are going to steal other people's content and then take it and then claim it as your own, which is just a horribly scummy thing to do to other people. And it's just something that I think most people could get behind. And that's plagiarism. It is theft. It is illegal. But since it's artificial and it's just generative, oh, then it's okay, right? No, it's horrible, and we should not benefit off of it, and we should not allow those practices to continue to happen. But like I said earlier, generative AI can also not build something from nothing. You can't go to an AI that only knows how to draw a square and then you say, hey, can you make a circle? Because to it, circles never existed. It can't know what a circle is, and it will never know what a circle is. It does not learn what a circle is. The only way to do it is to give it a circle. Now that we know that we're going to be talking about generative artificial intelligence and not just artificial intelligence that's actually been used in good ways, let's start going over why it has made art a worse thing and how it is ruining different platforms and how it is ruining the concept of art art itself, how it is going into generative text and how chatbots and how generating text has been bad for people overall, and also how businesses have been abusing AI in order to cut costs and how it is affecting the job market that is available for many people. And finally, we're going to talk about, does generative AI destroy creativity? And if so, how can we allow creativity back into the main stage when it comes to these type of projects, and what people are already doing to show that they can allow creativity to win instead of generative AI? AI generated images are so abundant in all forms of social media nowadays that it's almost impossible to escape it. No matter what social media you tend to go to, you will almost always find some sort of image generated from AI. And with that leads to the overabundance that causes so many problems for real artists trying to put their art out there. In fact, it is so bad that the AI models used to steal the art are actually stealing their own images. There's so much generative AI images on the internet now that the AI is stealing from itself, causing images to actually get worse and worse as it poisons its own supply. It's so bad that AI is stealing from itself, creating its own problem. And we're going to talk about one place where the AI art has become really bad and is actually where artists used to go for all their references and things like that, or at least one of the many places that they would go, which is Pinterest. So right here, I have just opened up Pinterest. I'm on an incognito tab, and we're going to go in. I'm not logged into my account or anything like that, and we're going to see if we can find AI generated art and how fast we can find it. So first, I'm just going to click. So I'm already on the art tab, and we can see right here, recommended. Okay, everything looks pretty good. I don't see anything that pops out immediately. So let's say I want to look for references. I love Dungeons and Dragons, so Dungeon and Dragons character. Perfect. All right, let's see how fast we can. Oh, the very first image. AI generated reference and inspiration. Oh, well, okay, it's probably, maybe it's just a one-off thing. Oh, right here. You may be thinking, well, that looks like it could be regular art. But if you look at the really small details in the hair and how the leaves blend into the hair, and the small details on the staff right here and the belt, how they all start melding and there's no consistency, makes me really believe this is AI. In fact, the comments right here start talking about if they see it as AI or if it's not. And even they're a bit confused, but I do believe this AI with how many of the details are not consistent with the look or how they do not keep their shape. So that was really quick. And that kind of leads to a problem with things, is that there's so much AI nowadays. And now there's lots of great art if you just scroll, look at it. Amazing art. But then it gets bogged down right here. I this one AI, look at the details, look at the sword, doesn't make sense in the hand, all the little details, and someone just says, yeah, it's 102% AI. Like, you can just tell it's AI. Even just like scrolling really quickly, like, it's a little easier to notice. This one looks like AI too. Let's see. Yep, book bag doesn't make any sense, belt doesn't keep up, there's too many weird little detail flaws. I would definitely claim this one as AI. Even the earrings don't match. There's just too many inconsistencies with detail. And then if you, let's say someone didn't know this was AI and you click and you scroll down, you start getting recommended more and more AI generated images. And that's all that there is. That's what takes you, it's what makes you continue to see more and more different AI generated images. And that's the problem with Pinterest right now, is that there's so much AI that's flooding. And now let's say we're not even into Dungeons and Dragons. Let's look up something else, right? Sci-fi references. Sci-fi character design. Perfect. Sci-fi character design. Okay, looks great. Looks great. Wow, this one actually It's a lot better. I have seemed to have gone blind because I missed actually two pieces of art that are AI generated, which is this one in orange, and the reason I missed it was because I was looking at all the white backgrounds. I just kind of skipped over that one immediately, and if you look closely, you can see that the text looks really weird and everything about it is kind of off. The other one that I noticed is down here. It's this one that kind of seems like a Spider-Man character, and the watermark on it itself even includes that it is AI, including that the hair is messed up, and I just realized that I have gone blind from staring at too much AI, and I was looking at all these different things, so I missed them, but here they are. Let's see if we can find AI if we just scroll here for a little bit. Which this one might be a little harder because a lot of this is going to be technology, and I do not have my eye set out for technology AI. See, that one looks good actually. No, I don't want to log in. Okay, that one looks painted. That one looks good. That one looks AI. Yeah, that's AI. Look at the ear right there. The details don't keep lining up. Looks like AI, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong there. But see, like, just you click there and then you scroll down and just get a bunch more that looks good or it's AI. So there you have it. As you can see, Pinterest is not a dead social media, but the problem is that AI is consuming every kind of corner of it and is being basically recommended as the first piece of art people see when you're looking for a reference, and that's where the issue lies, is that it's not promoting actual artists. It is now promoting AI slop because it is really quick, it's really easy to push out, and even some people act positively with it, which is why it gets there. And also I think it might also be there's a lot of comments on those posts that make it elevate more because people are saying, hey, this is AI, and because of those comments, you know, it shoves it forward in front of everyone on your feeds. Now, because the resources out there, everyone of course is going to use these type of things, but doesn't mean that we should use them. Not only is AI pretty unethical from the fact of what it steals, but it also is bad for the environment. So yeah, that's fun to learn about. That one's a little more of a niche thing. That's more of like a morally high ground argument of like, well, if you're okay with stealing, well, you should care about the environment. So that one, it's bad, but it's not like the end all argument for what that is. So there are my concerns with generative AI and art. Now with that shared, let's go into different AIs that generate text or are chatbots. Let's talk a little bit about those. This is one of the ones that I'm not like 100% against, but I am against the abuse that is how it is completely stopping people from coming up with their own ideas or even learning how to communicate in a proper way. Because why would you want to communicate properly when you can have something communicate to you in exactly the way that you want? Sure, it can be really funny to mess around with it, but there are people who gain genuine connections to different AI chatbots, which everyone gains different connections through things that are not real, such as why everyone has a favorite character in a TV show. But there's a difference between having a connection to something that you know is not real versus having a connection with something that is not real but presents itself as real. It communicates with you. There's lots of different problems that that can lead to, and there's been lots of problems already in the past about how it is socially declining people and even how it is tricking people into believing that they're talking to something real, and has even led to far worse consequences at the end of it because there's lots of dangerous things with that. And so those are my concern with chatbots. I think if they can just put a little more limits and make sure that it is not trying to pretend to be a real person, then I feel like that would remove most of my concerns. However, we need to make sure that we do not rely solely on different chat generation or text generations when it comes to coming up with ideas, because again, people are lazy, so they like to not think. So of course, when you can just not think and have something else do your writing for you, then that seems like a win-win. And it's becoming quite a problem where kids nowadays don't even want to try to put in any effort. They just want something to write them the essay and they just put it in, and that's really bad, including in school. My teachers have even said ChatGPT can be a great tool, but that's it, a tool. It should not be the one writing your thing. In fact, one thing that I had a teacher recommend to us recently was that we should use ChatGPT to take something that we wrote and fix its grammar issues in order to make it sound more scholarly or anything like that if we need to do any college essays that need to be professionally written. And teachers will find ways to use it as a tool to help us, but people want to use it to write the entire essay or the entire story and things like that. And I can't believe that people want to do something and then claim like, oh, I wrote it, because when you get it, you don't know the beginning, middle, or end. And when you write something, you know the beginning, middle, and end. So people are just using it as a quick, lazy way out. This one, I'm like I said, I'm not as concerned as generative AI, since ChatGPT and things like that are basically just search engines at this point. You just put in what you want and then it searches and scours the internet to give you something that you want. I just want to say that I don't think we should be abusing it to make everything, but we should learn how to manage it and use it as a helpful tool in the future. Now, with that out of the way, let's go into businesses and how they have abused AI in favor of trying to gain profit as quickly as possible. The reason a lot of these complaints are even coming up in the first place is because people are trying to use AI to replace actual talent in different things, because fast and free, like I said earlier, people want fast and free. And that's the issue with a lot of businesses coming through this. Like this December, Coca-Cola put out an ad completely made by AI and people didn't like it, but it was quick, it was easy, it was free. There you go, whole video all done. Probably took them only like 2 days, and that was it. But the problem is there's no human elements. There's nothing to actually attach to it, and you can even go watch the ad for yourself. I'm sure it's still up. And then the other thing is that it leads to just a lot of quick cuts and corners around it. Even Dungeons and Dragons has had problems with AI in the past because they fired a bunch of their arts team. It was right before Christmas. There was a lot of drama around that. And then they found out in the next book that there was a bunch of AI generated images in it. They eventually apologized and then they changed the art. So there's lots of crazy things that happen with that. And it's just really sad to see businesses just saying, like, we don't need talent. We want quick, we want easy, we want free. So they just, boom, get rid of the talent and then they put it in AI, and then people surprisingly don't like it. How could this be? And it's just really sad to see businesses going down that path. They just want quick and easy. They don't want good. They want quick, easy, and free. And that's where there's a lot of problems coming. I wish businesses would take a better stance against AI in order to continue using it as a tool, quote unquote, but I really just rather have them use actual talent and get rid of the whole AI as a replacement. So let's go into, do we think creativity is destroyed because AI is overtaking it? At the end of the day, I just don't feel that AI will completely destroy creativity. In fact, I think it will actually lead to a new kind of renaissance where people realize, like, we need to be in control. In fact, you kind of see it with the differences between AAA games versus indie games nowadays. Indie games have always been very creative and they're doing very well. Indie games are thriving and everyone is loving the story that is present for everyone. And I think as long as we have indie projects, not even including video games, but online videos and series, so many shows are becoming successful because of passionate indie projects. And I think as long as passion exists, people are going to see it. And at the end of the day, AI cannot destroy creativity because creativity will overcome any challenges that come our way. And I just hope businesses would understand that. But if businesses won't, the community will. Thank you for listening to my long-winded rant about AI and the future of it within creativity spaces. I just hope that everyone here watching will be motivated to go out and create something of your own. Don't take the easy way out. Learn, grow, and if you put as much time as you do into scrolling on your phones, yes, I'm looking at you. I know that anyone listening to it at this point is probably doing something else other than actually watching the full video. Yes, you put down the phone. Go do something creative. And if you're drawing while watching this, I love you, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Go create something.